This is another video brought to you by the Ichiban Productions. Like, comment, subscribe. So welcome everyone, happy days are here again. We're back with another tech review. This one should be an interesting one. It is a MayFlash Fight Stick Vibration Strap for the F500 arcade stick. Now, if you've seen my previous review, you know that I absolutely love my MayFlash F500 Elite. I'm going to post a link to it. It should be up here. Click on it, watch it. It's a great review. It'll help you make your mind up if you're in the market for an arcade stick or a fight stick. I really highly recommend it. However, one of the advantages of the F500 is you can plug in the MayFlash Vibration Strap for your wrist to give you some vibration feedback when you're playing those fighting games. It sounds unbelievable. Anyway, you can't get hold of it in the UK. I simply couldn't find it. However, I went onto Amazon.com and lo and behold, they were selling it there. And it was about $10. And then I had a choice of two delivery specs. I think one was about $6 and one was about $16. I went for the cheap one because you know what I'm like. However, it only took about, I think it was about a week, which was the estimated delivery for the more expensive one. So let that be a lesson to you guys. It's honestly, if you're going to order from Amazon.com, I don't think it's worth it as an international shipping. I think it just gets here when it gets here. So here it is. Let's take a look at it. I'm not going to lie, when I opened the package and found this bad boy in there, I was slightly surprised. I expected it to be like a proper package box with pictures and stuff like normal MayFlash things, not to be shoved inside of a plastic envelope, but I suppose, you know, it saves some money. Not much to say about it. Made in China, obviously, but, you know, make it 100% clear, this only works with the F500, not the F300 or the 101 or any of the other specs. It's only the F500. You need the top of the range model for this to work. So, you've taken a look at the package. Let's open it up and see what's inside. I don't think this is going to be a pretty interesting open, but let's take a look. Oh, that is really well sealed. And there we go. Open it up. And what have we got? We've got ourselves the vibrating wrist strap. Is there any documentation? Nope, nothing at all. You literally get the strap and that's it. So you better know how it works. Surely it's going to be just plug in and play. So that goes into the end socket on the F500. And then that just goes on your wrist. An adjustable strap, as you can see there, a bit of Velcro. Does it fit my massive hand? Let's pause the video and find out. So the answer to that is yes, it does. And there you go. It's got some sort of symbol on the front. I think that's something to do with MayFlash. It fits. It's a little bit tight. Whoops. There is a bit of give in the strap. It's got a bit of stretch in it, so it will fit. So what am I going to need to do? You know, I'm going to have to pause the video and actually try it out and tell you, is it worth the $10? Does it even work? There's a little bit of me that thinks this might not even work. One thing I will say is I did look online and I think it doesn't necessarily work with every fighting game. But I'm going to try the major ones. I'm going to let you know what it works with and what doesn't it work with. So stick around. Let's find out. And I'm back. Like I said, I'll be back. It's about a week, maybe a little bit longer than that, but I can honestly say I've given this a serious bash in, and I'm ready to talk about it. Apologies if this video is going to get long from here on in, because what I want to do is I want to talk about the compatibility with a lot of the major Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch games to let you know what this works with and what it doesn't work with. First thing I want to show you is this bad boy in action. All I can describe it as is it reminds me of like an old school controller or an old school mobile phone. It's just a solid vibration. There's no nuance to it. It's no haptic feedback like the DualSense or the Switch or anything like that. It's just a solid vibration. Check it out. See what you think. With that out of the way, I think it's time to talk about compatibility. So first things first, let's get the Switch out the way. I just don't think this is compatible with the Switch at all. Now, I tried this with a variety of Switch games. Ultra Street Fighter 2, Pokken Tournament DX, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, and Super Smash Bros. And it was just nothing. No vibration, wouldn't work. I just don't think this is compatible with the Switch. Next up, let's have a chat about the PlayStation 5. So I tried this with a variety of games here and I had mixed results, to be honest with you. Starting with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, nothing, didn't work. Soul Calibur 6, again, nothing, didn't work at all. Virtua Fighter 5, nothing at all. I then went to something slightly different, and I went for WWE 2K Battlegrounds, and this did actually work, but for damage taken only. So when you got hit, it vibrated. Next, I had Street Fighter 5, and I had high hopes for this. Again, this was on the PlayStation 5. Nothing at all. Guilty Gear Strive came next. Nothing at all. But, however, the shining glory of this had to be Tekken 7. Now, this did damage on attack and, so taking damage and giving damage. And honestly, this was probably one of the best examples of the vibration working. So, Tekken 7, double thumbs up. This works absolutely amazing. I did try it with a couple of other PlayStation 5 games. Next up, what did we have? We had King of Fighters 15. Now, I didn't think it worked at all. However, it did work when you used some of your power bar or power meter. I'll put a little picture and highlight what I'm talking about. It should appear on screen in a second. So when you use special moves that use that power, it did vibrate, which is pretty good. I then tried it on Injustice 2. And that had vibration when I received damage, not given damage, just received damage, so that was okay. And then quite interestingly, I went for a proper wild card. I went for WWE 2K22, and the fight stick didn't work at all. I didn't think it would because you need the full button layout and things like that, but it's the first game I've had where it just didn't, the fight stick just didn't even work. So overall with the PlayStation 5, a little bit of disappointment with the compatibility. However, Tekken 7 was a serious highlight. And finally, on to the Xbox Series X. This had a much better response. I don't know if it's just programmed better for the Xbox, but I had a much better result here. So let's start with MK11. So there was vibration when I received damage. That was pretty good. And then I went on to MK10. That was weird because it worked for some random attacks and damage, but it just wasn't consistent at all. So sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. Then I went to Dead or Alive 6. It got vibration for attack and damage, and that was an excellent example of it. Not quite as good as Tekken 7's, but still pretty good all over. And then what I did is I then tried some weird and wonderful things. I tried Samurai Showdown. Again, that's a pretty good game. It plays in 120 frames per second, so that's pretty good. And now that only vibrated on the final attack, so the last attack that ended the final round, it vibrated then. I then went on to Battletoads, which again was a pretty good example. So that did vibrate for damage and attack, which was good. And then we went for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Now, nothing for attack, but damage received. That did vibrate. And then Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. Oh, goodness me. So there was nothing, didn't work at all. However, I will say, the first match I got absolutely demolished by the computer. I know it's because I never played it before, but goodness me, you'd think they'd make it at least a little bit accessible to people. But no, nothing at all. And then we had to go there. I tried it on the original Doom. Now, using the fight stick on the original Doom was almost impossible because you can't actually turn. You can strafe, but you can't turn. But I still managed to do a little bit of it. And it did vibrate for item pickup and for shooting. So it does work. It's pretty good. I'm going to be honest with you. When I first had this, I did wonder if it was broken because I didn't have much success. However, you find the right game. This is excellent. With that all said and done, we're going to need to put a star rating on this. I'm going to give this a 4 stars out of 5 stars. So why drop a star? It's compatibility, which is the issue. I think these products live or die on the compatibility. Now, if you're a big Tekken 7 fan or you like Dead or Alive 6, I mean, this is right up your street. It is excellent. However, if you like Street Fighter 5, which I know is super popular, this doesn't work at all. So do keep that in mind. Hopefully this video has been useful to some of you and covered a lot of games. If there's any games you want me to check in particular, please post in the comment section below. I reply to each and every comment, so if you've got any questions, ask away. It does mean a lot to me that you take time to engage with my content, so the least I can do is reply. If you enjoyed the video, give it a cheeky thumbs up, which means more people can see it and more people can enjoy it and make an informed decision about whether to get this one. If it's in America, I think it's going to be a lot easier for you to get. However, in the UK, importing it off Amazon was a pretty easy job, so I would say it's worth a purchase. If you enjoyed the video, or you've liked any of my videos, or you just want to give me a little pat on the back, press that subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world to me. One day, I hope and pray to get to that 1,000 subscribers. Maybe one day. But you can help that because it costs you nothing. Just press a button. Press a button. And with that in mind, you know what I'm going to say. Look after yourselves, take care of the people around you, and most importantly, stay out of trouble.